One time, Possums, I was on an Alaskan cruise and we were sailing out of lovely, lovely Seattle. And I was on the top deck watching the sunset as we sailed away. And this passenger came up to me, and clearly she was a big Dame Edna fan. And she came up to me and she said, "Dame, Dame, so wonderful to see you. How long do you think it'll take us to get around the island?" I thought, "What island?" And she said, "Alaska." And I said, "Alaska? Oh, Possum, Alaska is not an island." She said, "Yes, it is." And I said, "No, it isn't." And she said, "Well, what is it attached to?" And I said, "Canada." And she said, "No, listen, Dame, I've seen maps, and there's the United States, 48 of them, and then there's these islands floating down to the south called Hawaii, and then there's these islands, this island up to the north called Alaska. I guess you bastard map makers in America just leave Canada right off the map. You just leave it blank." So I had to explain to her that indeed Alaska was attached to Canada. But I got her back. When we were in Juneau, people were going out on shore excursions, but I stayed on the ship. And so did my friend. And I was on the top deck, this time watching, because the crew, while we were in port, the crew would go out and they was in divers suits, scuba divers, and they would go under the boat and make sure we weren't, cracked up or hit an iceberg or something. And when they sat on the boat, they went off backwards, as you know, into the water. So my little friend came up to me and she said, "Dame Edna," she watched the divers for a moment, and she said, "Dame Edna, why do the divers dive backwards off the boat?" And I looked at my little friend and I said, "Well, Possum, if they dove forward, they'd still be on the boat, wouldn't they?"